Okay, we are back, and you are watching the PIC Connection, and my guests are Bill Huebner and Tiffany Blaho, and Seth Caton will be on a little bit later in our last segment, but talking about Dads Matter. And when we went on a commercial break, Tiffany, it kind of cut you off short there, but we're talking about Dr. Dad, but maybe you can just finish that up and who the program targets.
Okay. Well, the program targets a lot of different people. One of the main groups are people that are expecting babies. And with that aim in mind, we've actually started partnering with the Uniontown Hospital as well as Crime Victim Center to be a part of their labor prep courses. So we actually offer the course there. It's a one-day course. It's a session that lasts about 3 or 4 hours. And they come through and they get the same, material, the basic first aid and safety. So.
All right, and you touched on it a little bit before, but topics covers?
Well, one of the good things is it actually demonstrates a lot of different things for parents. We show people how to take a temperature, different types of thermometers that they can use. We talk about the one that's the most accurate. And they get a chance to actually, utilize the thermometers. They get to manipulate them. We also do medication, how to dispense medication, and we try to give them that opportunity to take the medicine out. We use different types of utensils like a medicine dropper, a medicine spoon, so that they can get the feel of which one works better for them, which is faster, and they actually get to use that as well. And then the best part, the one I like, is the formula. We mix up formula and they get a chance to taste it, so that they can understand what their baby's tasting, and also to get the bland taste, which it's not very good, but it's bland, and it's because that's what a baby needs. And so, it's very interactive. They really get a chance to do hands-on experiencing with the things that we do.
Good. Bill, you must have tasted. You're over here making faces.
It's really not that bad. Some people, whenever they have sessions like this, they would bring snack food in. We have formula and baby food. And it's really not bad.
It's not.
The premise behind this program is that to alleviate some of those fears, particularly on the part of dads, of what do I do with this new baby? They're fragile, I don't want to break it, I don't know what to do with it. And so by giving them the opportunity to experience some of this, maybe hopefully before the baby comes, this opens the door to better bonding. And we know that initial bonding between parent and child is so important. It establishes that relationship, and everything we do, it's all about relationships. So we've been offering this at the hospital, as Tiffany said. We also offer it at the Private Industry Council during the week, and then once a month, the first Saturday of every month, we offer it again at our office for folks that are interested. And then we also use this as an outreach. They come with us and spend 4 hours having a good time talking about parenting, and then later on we hope to bring them back in as their children get older, that we can help them understand more about how to help their child learn the big D word, discipline, that everybody wants to know more about. How do I manage that? We get involved in a lot of conversations around that issue too.
Yeah, that's great, because I know I've held small babies a couple months old, and I'm always afraid I'm going to crush them or something. So I'm like real timid and real gentle with them. But I guess for a man, maybe you just feel that way, that you're maybe your strength or something, you're just going to be a little bit rough with them. So I think that's probably good for a lot of dads.
We have a baby doll. We can give them the opportunity to hold the baby, to swaddle the baby. Tiffany, why don't you talk a little bit about the 5 S's, because we use that as a way to calm babies down.
When you have babies that are under the age of 3 months, when you're trying to calm them down, you can use something called the 5 S's. And what it does is it mimics what the baby felt and heard when they were in the womb. The first one is swaddling. And with swaddling, you kind of wrap the baby very tightly so that the baby feels confined. They like that. They don't want to be just out in the open, because this is new to them. In the womb, they were, compact. There's also a shushing that you do, because when they were in the womb, they heard the whooshing sound. And so when you just lean into their ear and you go, shh, shh, it helps to calm them, because they're hearing the same thing they were used to. There's also swinging. And anybody who has a baby and has a baby swing knows that really helps. And it's the same thing if you don't have the baby swing. Use your arms. Just swing the baby back or sway back and forth. And then there's sucking, which is actually their own internal way of calming themselves down. So you can do that with a pacifier. If they don't have a pacifier, they'll use their thumb, their finger, sometimes a toy, because they have that internal need to suck. It calms them down. And then there's also the side position, or the stomach position. And when you hold the baby a different way, sometimes it just shifts the way they feel, and that helps sometimes as well. So that's the 5 S's that we use.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Very good. And how can someone get involved?
Call the office and reserve a seat for our next class. That's what you just call
that
up.
easy, huh?
It is. It's that easy. Call up and say, hey, I want to come to the next class. Or if you don't want to come to the PIC office, if you have a larger organization, call us and say, hey, can you come out and do this with my organization, my church, my agency, my school, whatever.
Okay.
We're very open to going anywhere that they need us.
Okay, good. And working dads, I mean, they don't have problems in working that in there too, Bill?
We have a flexible schedule. That's part of why we do the Saturday, first Saturday of the month. We do classes in the evening. We're pretty adaptable. We're here to help, and so we'll find the time and the location as best we can to include people in the services we're providing.
Well, you have like an average age of the dads? I mean, they range from like very young to a little older, or?
Right now, I would say we have a couple very young dads, some teenage fathers that are working with us, but anywhere from 16 up to mid-20s. We have some older members that come in because they're doing foster parenting, or maybe they're grandparents that are helping raise their grandchildren and just want some support in that area. So it's a wide range.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, a grandfather, maybe that he can come in and see how the program works, and that's beneficial for them too.
Sure.
We take fathers, father figures, stepfathers, uncles, anybody who's involved in that child's life that wants to learn more about how to best care for them in all aspects.
That's a wonderful program. Hey, we're going to wrap this segment up, and our next segment, Seth Caton will be coming on. So all the folks out there watching, anxiously waiting for Seth to come on, and he'll be on in the next segment. So viewers, please stay with us, and we'll be right back, and you are watching the PIC Connection.